YouTube, what's up? What's good? What the F is up? Welcome back to the channel. Today, we got a special edition of Stash It or Trash It, where we got 3 products going head to head. One of them is going to get stashed. 2 of them are going to get trashed. We got double duty in the trash can today. Nate Dogg taking out the trash at the shop. We're going to find out what works, what doesn't, save you time, save you money by giving you a product that works straight from the shelf into your detailing arsenal. Something that you can use to save time, improve that smile on your customer's face at the end of a job, make your wife happy. It's the holidays, maybe your car's full of pine needles, maybe you just went and picked up a Christmas tree. Maybe your wife spilled an eggnog latte in the car, maybe that creme brulee latte in the car. Whatever the case may be, 9 times out of 10, if you take a look inside someone's car, their carpets are dirty. This is something that we all deal with, and like I say on my website, interior cleaning, not as glamorous, just as necessary. A lot of my customers, they care more about the interior of their car than the exterior, and that's just the way it goes sometimes. It's where you spend the majority of your time. If it stinks, that matters. You know, if your interior smells horrible, when people get in it, you're going to be embarrassed. Say you have to drive your boss somewhere. Say you got to pick someone up at the airport. Whatever the case may be, if your interior is dirty, that's the first thing people are going to notice. So today we have, just like the last Stash It or Trash It, which by the way, if you watched, thank you so much for supporting the channel. That was our first video, and seeing the likes go up on it was really cool. I mean, having never done YouTube before, it's kind of a cool feeling when people like your video, people watch it, and you're like, all right, cool, man, I can see where this is going. So I was pretty excited about that. So thank you if you watched the last video of Stash It or Trash It, which was a head-to-head of Meguiar's Interior Quick Detailer versus Griot's Quick Interior Cleaner. 2 products that went head-to-head. Meguiar's was the winner. On Stash It or Trash It, there can be just one winner. Whether it's a head-to-head or it's 3 against 1, there can be one winner. So without further ado, we're going to get into it today. Like I said, 5 categories. First, often overlooked, never underestimated, smell, especially with interior products. I mean, it's great with exterior products if they smell nice for when you're using them, but when you're done using them, there's no difference what it smells like, whether it smells like cinnamon or bubblegum, whatever. Your interior cleaners, it makes a difference what it smells like. Hey, and on the flip side of that, some people, customers say, I don't like anything with fragrance. They're allergic to it, they have pets or kids, whatever, people that are sensitive to it, they don't want anything that smells. So some of these products may not be right for you if you are sensitive to smells, and I'll go through that a little bit more in the video. 5 categories, once again, first one being smell. Second, instructions/packaging. How clear are the instructions? Do they list anything cool, exciting, or new? Tips and tricks, ways you didn't think of using the product before, stuff that makes you go, okay, wow, that gave me a different opinion of this product. Also, with that is packaging, which is going to include ergonomics, ease of use, whether it has a trigger spray or not, which is not the case with either of these. So these 2 are in a gallon. This is in an aerosol can, so we will rate the packaging on this one. With these other 2, they're going into 32-ounce spray bottles and getting diluted, so it's not going to matter as much about the ergonomics. Sometimes with the gallon it does, how easy it is to pour, whether it has a lot of spillback or you're wasting any product, but we're not going to get into that today. Third, ease of use. So that is, how much elbow grease does it take to use this stuff? Especially with carpet cleaners, especially with interior cleaners. What if it doesn't matter if you have maybe a Honda Civic or something, but when you're up against a Yukon Denali XL with a tan interior that hasn't been cleaned in a long time, it matters. So ease of use, time needed, ease of use, effort needed. How much elbow grease did it take? To me, that matters big time. That's why I look at new interior cleaners and new interior tools to clean. I want to save time, especially on interiors. I mean, there's one way to do it. It's not so much a finesse thing like paint correction, applying coatings. things of that nature. With interior cleaning, a lot of it is elbow grease, and when it comes to interior cleaning, I want to get it done. I want to get to the fun stuff. I want to hand wax my paint. I don't want to spend a lot of time, cleaning up little dirts and debris and stuff that I've warped into the carpet over the last year. So the fourth category is going to be effectiveness. How well does it work? So does it do what it says it does says it's going to do on the packaging? And does it get the interior clean? I mean, when I'm cleaning interiors, yeah, the smell is nice, but I want it to work. I mean, I don't really care, honestly, if it smells like shit. In some instances, I want it to work. I want it to get those stains out like it shows that it's going to do on the can. And the fourth is time needed, the amount of time it takes. So, and I want to make that distinction between amount of effort and amount of time. Some things take a really short amount of time, but it requires a ton of scrubbing and a ton of elbow grease. Some things require less time, or more time, but a lot less effort. So there's two schools of thought there. Do you want something that's very easy to use, but takes a long time, or do you want something that's, down and dirty? Takes a lot of effort, but, Alright, so we got those 5 categories. I'm going to get into them more as we go along, but let me go through a little bit of what the products are. First one, and you might be saying, why do you have these 3 products up here? Well, I wanted things from different stores, from different areas or schools of thought that are all carpet cleaners. So yes, I believe this is a true apples to apples comparison, because at the end of the day, these are all doing their best to be carpet cleaners. The first is Tuff Stuff. This is a classic. If you've been in a Cragen, an O'Reilly's, an AutoZone, a Pep Boys, no doubt you have seen this on the shelf. This is something, we don't have a Walmart here, but I imagine you could buy this at a Walmart, you can buy it on Amazon. It's cheap, so if you do end up needing a lot of cans, this can be very effective. There's different techniques you can use this with, whether you're scrubbing with a brush, whether you're just spraying it, letting it sit, vacuuming it out once it dries, rubbing it damp with a towel, however you want to use it. There's a lot of different techniques, and it's a product that's very easily accessible, very user-friendly. In all instances that I've used it, it has been color fast, which means it's not going to stain, it's not going to discolor. If anything, I feel like this has brightened the colors. Like if you're cleaning something maybe that's like a really dirty navy blue or black interior, I really like this stuff. I feel like it darkens and almost richens the color somehow, even after it dries, which I'm not sure, and it's kind of hard to explain, but I'll get into that more. The second, I just picked up at a janitorial supply store, which is, there's probably one in most towns. It's where you go if you have a commercial carpet cleaning business. Schools probably shop there, commercial buildings shop there, places that pick up floor strippers and floor waxes. Check if you have one in your town. If you do, they have a lot of carpet cleaning products that are extremely effective. And I remembered this actually just today from when I first started my business. We had one in the town where I was detailing that sold these really good stain removers. And I think it was actually recommended to me by someone else to go there and try it, because once I did, that's where I bought all my product from. I mean, the specific auto brands are great. You know they're going to be color fast, they're going to be safe for different fabrics, different types of material in your car. But sometimes you can think outside the box and maybe get a product that's more effective or works quicker or maybe smells better. We'll see. The third, in this case, is called Purex with Oxy stain removers. This is a laundry detergent, and I know for a long time people used Woolite in auto detailing. I remember that was big on Autopia, the forum. People loved Woolite for leather cleaning, and a couple of the OEMs, the manufacturers, I think it was Toyota, Lexus, actually recommended it after a while because so many people were using it on their cars. And it's effective, it's gentle, and you can change the dilution if you want to really easily, and it's relatively cheap. Basically, anytime you buy it, you're getting it in bulk because it's diluted. The one thing you are going to need with both of these, before you run out and buy them, is you're going to need a spray bottle. I like a good 32-ounce spray bottle. For me, we use the Zep brand sprayers. They're cheap, they're down and dirty, they work, but they're not so expensive with that when they break. You feel bad about just throwing it away. So yeah, that's the third item. And I'll say how I came to know about this was this shop that's now wood floor used to be a carpet, and it would get disgusting on a weekly basis. We had to clean the carpets in the building once a week with our extractor. The first time I had it done, it was about $100, and I said, all right, that's the last time I'm paying to have it done. But one thing I did get out of it was the guy had he had a different laundry detergent called Persil, and he had diluted it 25-to-1, and I'll mention that again later, and he had it in a handheld pump sprayer because it was a lot of carpet. And when it was done, it smelled really good. It smelled kind of islandy and tropical, which to me I like. And I said, what did you use? Well, he said he uses a pre-cleaner, pre-treatment, pre-soak, whatever you want to call it, of this Persil laundry detergent mixed with water in a sprayer, pump sprayer, and he sprays it all over the floor. He let it sit probably about 20 minutes while he was setting up his truck mount, and it was extremely effective. Since then, I've been using it on the carpets in the shop before we tore them out and put the wood in. I love the way it worked. It was extremely effective, and I just wanted to put that out there. I know there's probably a lot of people that are already doing it, but it is really nice too if, for instance, you want to clean your car on a weekend and you don't want to run out to the store. Almost everybody has laundry detergent on their shelf. Laundry detergent is, by nature, made to remove stains with very little agitation. If you think about it, just the agitator inside your washing machine mixed with laundry detergent gets all those stains out of your clothes. So if you're thinking, wow, that's really little effort, it's a lot of time, but it's very little effort to lift stains. And that's what I love, the stain lifting. I mean, it makes it sound like it's gonna make my job easier. Lifts the stain, maybe I can just wipe it right out. So once again, we have these three products. They're all gonna go head to head. There can be only one winner in Stash It or Trash It. So let's get into it real quick. The first test is gonna be smell. And I can already tell you, I don't think I'm gonna like this because I have worked with Tuff Stuff quite a bit in the past. Okay, it almost, and I say almost because it doesn't quite, has like a lemon lime smell. It definitely smells good. It definitely smells fresh. And there's definitely something in there that they put in to kind of mask the chemical in there, which I like. So, actually, the more I smell this, the more I like it. I forgot. I thought this stuff smelled terrible when I used to use it. Maybe I was used to using things that smelled really good, but damn. I was expecting to give it about a 2 or a 3, but I'm going to give that a 4. A 4 out of 5 on the smell test for a couple reasons. I think if you are really sensitive to smells, that's going to be muted enough that it's not going to bother you too much. I also feel like the smell is going to fade pretty quickly. If, for instance, it's something you don't like, or if you use it in your customer's car and they say, hey, I really don't care for the way this smells, it's going to be gone pretty quick, and you might just give it another vacuum or a wipe down with a damp, warm towel, and it'll probably lift even more of that smell out. Tuff Stuff got a 4 out of 5. I'm probably going to need to write this down now that we have 3 products. I hope I don't forget. Got a 4 out of 5 on the smell. The next, and just so you guys know, this brand is called the Professional's Edge Extraction Carpet Cleaner. So this stuff is actually made to go in an extractor, but diluted correctly can be used in a spray bottle and is an effective stain remover. Okay, this stuff almost smells like bubble gum. It almost has like a really harsh, like a candy licorice, like those red vine ropes. Very sweet, bubble gummy. Again, I'm sure it's used to mask some kind of chemical. But kind of like the griots in the last video, this to me smells like a little sweet, and when I smell sweet, it makes me think of candy. It makes me think of stuff that's sticky. It doesn't make me think of clean. And I'm gonna give that a 3 out of 5 on smell. The third is the Purex. And this actually says what it should smell like. Fresh morning burst. Let's see. Okay. To me, this almost smells like an Old Spice deodorant. Like when Old Spice was making those antiperspirants that were called things like Fresh Mountain Blast and things like that. It kind of has that type of smell. It's not overwhelming. It's not overpowering. But you know, if you think about laundry detergent, it's made to leave a little bit of smell behind when you put your clothes on. Now, the other thing with laundry detergent is they make ones that are hypoallergenic, ones that aren't going to have any smell in them at all. So with that, you can get the effectiveness of the cleaning without the smell, which is nice. That's actually what I use at home. I use the hypoallergenic soap because I don't like the way it smells when I have to wear a shirt all day, and if it smells like something, it bothers me. On this, I'm going to give this a 3 out of 5 on the smell. It's decent. I don't think everybody's going to like it, and for that, I'm going to give it a 3 out of 5. The next is going to be instructions, packaging. So packaging, I'm a big fan of aerosol sprays for carpet cleaners. Let me tell you why. The action of that versus a spray bottle. About 5 pumps with your hand to get the same as 1 tap with your finger. I personally really like aerosols with carpet cleaners. I think the companies do too, because you're going to go through a lot more of it. It's easy to use. It's almost fun to use. It makes it so easy. But I do really like that, and I do really appreciate that about the product. So I like that so far. The packaging is simple. You know what Tuff Stuff looks like when it's on the shelf. It makes it super easy. The directions are straightforward. Shake well, hold can upright, spray liberally on the surface to be cleaned. Let foam work for 30 to 40 seconds or longer if you prefer. Scrub with damp cloth, sponge, or brush if required. Wipe clean with dry cloth. To avoid spotting, wipe overspray from glass or car finish before it dries. It would be weird if you got it on your glass. I'm not sure why you'd be spraying it that high. Maybe they're thinking you're using it on your headliner or something, but I'm not sure. That's kind of weird. I've never actually read these instructions. And then the product description is actually pretty good. Perfect for cleaning any washable or painted surface. Okay, so that's why they mentioned that. Because this is not just a carpet cleaner, this is a multi-purpose foam cleaner. That I've always personally used for carpets, but I guess they're saying that you could use it more like an all-purpose cleaner. But I've seen varied people use it for that. But apparently it says it's excellent for cleaning appliances as well, which is weird. So for packaging, ease of use directions, I really like this. I'm going to give this a 5 out of 5. I think it's perfect. I think it's to the point. It's succinct. It says what it does. It's easy to use, most definitely. If not too easy to use, you can go through a little bit of product, but it's going to get a 5 out of 5. Next is going to be the Extraction Carpet Cleaner. So this product and packaging is really simple. It's very generic. Again, I bought this at the janitorial supply store. It doesn't say much. You can tell that they're buying and producing this stuff in bulk. They have it in just a standard white plastic gallon. They put a label on there. I mean, it looks like a professional label, but that's about all you can say for it. Super and Carpet Extractor is a neutral cleaner. So I don't know, does that mean pH neutral? Possibly. That contains defoamers and a proprietary odor contractant. It brings carpet and upholstery to original luster. So that's what we're looking for. It's a carpet cleaner. The directions are for an extractor. So we're going to not use these directions, although they are good for the extractor, which is 1 ounce to a gallon, which I think is what our last extractor cleaner was too. We're going to change it up. We're going to do a 20%, basically 1/5 product, 4/5 water in a spray bottle. See how that works. Again, we're going to do the same thing with the Purex, and as you can expect, there are not directions on the back for cleaning your car. With that being said, we're going to get into our last three categories in the shop. I'm going to turn this camera off for a second. Thanks. If you're staying with us so far, please stick with us. We're about to go in and see how these products work. Again, with Stash It or Trash It, there can be just one winner. Two of these products are getting trashed. Without further ado, let's see what they are. What up, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. We are in the shop now, here to test the last three categories in this Stash It or Trash It, where we have the Tuff Stuff, we have the laundry detergent shampoo, and we have the carpet extractor spray diluted into a carpet shampoo-like consistency. Last three categories are ease of use, which is again elbow grease, effectiveness, how well does it work, and time needed, how long does it take, which is different than how hard is it to use. So let's get into it. Since this is the only dedicated shampoo made specifically for what we're using it for, we're going to use the instructions off of this, apply it to all three products so we have a fair head-to-head comparison. This is the only aerosol product, so that may be the only difference when you're considering, what's it doing? Does it have scrubbing bubbles? The aerosol action of this stuff, fizzing and stuff, is going to be the only difference. So again, shake well, hold can upright, spray liberally on surface floor. To be clean, let foam work for 30 to 40 seconds. Scrub with damp cloth, sponge or brush if required. If required, so you may not even need it. Then wipe clean with the dry cloth. Again, that's just to get the product out so it doesn't start grabbing more dirt again really quickly, because that can happen with these products. As clean as it is, if it's sticky or if there's residue, it's going to grab more. So you definitely want to do that last step and try to get as much of that dirt and grime out of there as you can. Even if it looks clean, it's going to stay cleaner longer the drier and more wiped out you can get it. So yeah, without further ado, let's get into it. We got to spray it liberally. So I'm going to be liberal with my interpretation of these directions. And I'm definitely going to let it sit on there for 30 to 40 seconds though and see what it does. So shake can. I'm going to give it a dirty spot because I know this stuff works. I know it can handle it. Hold can upright. Spray liberally. Again, your definition of liberal might be different, but I'm going to say that's liberal. For me, I'm not going to spend a whole can on one format. Man, it's not going to be cost effective. This is going to be stupid. It's going to be soaked. So, that being said, we have a damp towel. Let's refer back to the instructions. We got to let it work for 30 to 40 seconds, so we still have a little bit of time. Get stuff organized. So yeah, if you're doing this, you can there's a couple ways to do it. You can work ahead of yourself, so you can wipe down stuff that is currently sitting. There's a lot of products you have to do that with. Whether you're removing wax from the car, you can kind of work ahead of yourself in a way so that you're not sitting around waiting 30, 40 seconds on every spot. You can respray something, start agitating something else, maybe start pre-vacuuming your next spot, just getting stuff ready so you're not sitting around wasting a lot of time. So yeah, with that being said, we're going to do what it says on the can, which is to agitate the product. Wow, I can tell you one thing that I really like about this product is that it already looks cleaner. The second thing I will recommend, use a light colored towel when you are using carpet cleaners, testing their effectiveness, seeing if it's removing dirt, because you can see it's removing dirt. If I were using a brown, black, or red, a darker colored towel where I couldn't see the dirt on here, I wouldn't really be able to tell that it's working. So, I'll wipe it down even more. As you can see, this is still pulling dirt up. I gotta hand it to Tuff Stuff. Yeah, and I can already tell that is a big difference from what we're seeing on this other side right here. Well, I'm going to take the next dirtiest spot, which I feel is about right here. And I'm going to give that to our second product, which is the Extractor Spray. Again, like I said, I diluted this. A fifth product to 4/5 water, which equates to 20% product, 80% water, if I did that math correctly. Basically, I diluted it because you can dilute it, and it's still effective, which is nice because it is cost effective. So that gallon was 20, which means I probably have, 50 cents worth of product here. So it's not much. Again, you are going to have to buy a sprayer if it's not something that you have lying around the house. But as far as cost effectiveness, this stuff definitely ranks up there. So that being said, I'm going to spray it on here. I'm going to spray and apply liberally. Like I did with the other one, with the Tuff Stuff. Again, I don't really care for the smell of that one, but while that's sitting in there for those 30 to 40 seconds that we give the Tuff Stuff, let's finish rating out the Tuff Stuff. Let's see how it did. Ease of use, I'm giving this thing a 5 out of 5. This shit is so easy to use. The amount of effort is not much at all. A, because of the sprayer, there's no carpal tunnel inducing action. It is just set it and forget it. Hold the trigger down, spray. Effectiveness, extremely effective. Obviously, there's better technique you could use. There's machines you can use. You can use we have a tornado or a steam cleaner, an extractor. There's other stuff you can use to make it more effective, but I'm going to give it a 4 out of 5 for effectiveness, just as a product that you use by hand and how simple it is. So we give it a 4 out of 5 there, 5 out of 5 on ease of use. Time needed, the amount of time needed. I'm going to give it a 3 out of 5, which I'm going to rate as average, because it is a product you're using by hand. So you saw how long it took to do a corner of a floor mat here. So if you multiply that out and imagine how long it's going to take on an entire car. Again, an example I gave was, the Yukon XL Denali's. If you're a professional, no doubt you get calls to do Yukon XL Denali's, and I don't know about you, but I always feel my heart sink a little bit when they say, yeah, the interior's dirty, or it has dog hair, or yeah, I need the interior done on my Yukon XL Denali. I don't really like getting those calls. So, that being said, it gets a 3 out of 5 on time, amount of time needed, an average amount of time, because it is going to take a long time if you want to do a whole car with it, and if your car is dirty. But I think that's really balanced out by the ease of use. So like I said, this is one product that stands up to that example I gave earlier, where a product is easy to use, but it's going to take a relatively long amount of time to get it done. So let's scrub this extractor spray in, and let's see how we did. Wow. I'll tell you one thing, it smells a lot better on the carpet than it did in the bottle. So I'll tell you one thing right away is I can tell it's not pouring up as much dirt. This was an area. Alright folks, because this is a trash or stash, there can be only one winner. If you've been following along, it's pretty clear to see which one is the winner here today. The Tuff Stuff won. It won hands down. The first thing I'm going to mention here is the effectiveness of the sprayer. I'm a big fan of that. The other thing, second, the smell. I didn't really care for it at first. Like I mentioned in the video, I remembered using it. I remember it smelling bad. But today it kind of smells like a lemon lime almost, but kind of like a cheap lemon lime, like a store brand, something that you bought at the store, you put it in the cooler for 4th of July, you went to the beach, forgot about it, you open your cooler in December to go on that hunting trip, and you've got a little bit of water floating in the bottom still there, and a couple 7-Ups, that's what it smells like. Anyway, this is the stash of the trashing, so there can be only one winner. Today it's the Tuff Stuff, so that means we are trashing the Shampoo and the Extractor. Thanks for tuning in. Like and subscribe.